That's just the way it's always been. That's never changed. So you shot a 79 yesterday.
With a triple and two doubles.
Two doubles. That's
about 9 ball.
So 4 over plus 3 over is 7 over. So you basically card everything else. What?
And a triple.
That's 3 over. That's
7 over.
That's 7 over.
4 birdies.
That's 3 over.
And a couple of bogeys that But the triple bogey, I couldn't find my ball. Hit a second approach shot, and we couldn't find it.
What hole is that?
Par 5, number easy par 5 too.
The easy one?
Yeah.
Which one is? Oh, the easy one is the one that used to be a par 4, right?
There's 2 of them.
Yeah. The easy par 5 is the one with the tree that you hit it over off the drive.
Yeah, I hit my second shot left. It clipped the tree.
Oh, I fucked that up too. I mean, I was there in 2 last time I played there and made a 5. You lost your ball.
Join Gator great Shane Matthews every weekday as he brings you all you need to know about your Florida Gators.
You were just at our audio,
including news, analysis, and opinions with some
It's
of the biggest names in sports.
Show because they heard you last.
Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Or watch us live at 8 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Good morning. It's a live edition of PodUp with Matthews in the morning from the International Diamond Center Studios with locations across the great state of Florida and right there in Celebration Point in the heart of Gator Nation. Go check them out at International Diamond Center. Also, Comfort Temp Heating and Air is your #1 local HVAC company, Comfort Temp. Go visit them at comforttemp.com. We got JC. We have Mike Morgan today. JC, you're on the Titan Emerald Hotline courtesy of Comfort Temp. How about the we won the Walker Cup. Did you know that?
Very exciting.
JC, I had a good day at golf yesterday, by the way.
You know, that's really.
Does anybody want to talk about anything else?
Yeah, I mean, Cypress Point, where they play the Walker Cup, is one of those courses that doesn't get the cameras during a lot of the Pebble Beach.
Cypress Point is not part of the Pebble Beach thing.
It's not part of it.
It is harder to get on Cypress Point than Augusta National.
But it's over there at Pebble Beach, and
yes, it's near there.
Yeah. So, QB, look, I'm going to tell you the same thing that you've always tell people about players. And when you a lot of times discuss certain players and whether or not they have talent or whether or not they have skill, you always say he is what he is. You're not going to change him. That's just what you got. I'm going to apply that to the head coach of the University of Florida. You're not going to change what he is. He is what he is, and that's what you're stuck with. And unfortunately, Saturday night gave you a prime example of why Gator fans have pretty much had enough, at least the ones I talked to, and there's many of them. But that game on Saturday night was just a wasted opportunity. And it's too bad because you only get about, 12 a year during the regular season?
That's all you get for your guaranteed 12.
So you're guaranteed 12, and Saturday night was just a wasted night. Everything was poorly conceived, planned, and executed. And listen, players make mistakes on the field. We all live with that. But I can't accept the lack of learning from past experience when you have critical situations and you're the head coach and you need to make the right call over time.
Which one are you talking about, JC?
Well, one of the moments that really just fried me and made me go crazy was when they had the ball up a point in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes and 50 seconds and ran 27 seconds off the clock.
Okay, can I want to start there. I made some notes during the broadcast and I left the damn thing in the press box. So I tried to come back and remember my notes. Do you realize that the quarterback through RPO?
Yeah.
Run pass option play means
I don't know.
If it's open, you throw it. But obviously whether this comes from the coach or the quarterback made the decision to throw an out route and bounce it out there where the clock doesn't even run. And a lot of our wide receiver screens that people like, a lot of our fans like to call them bubble screens. Those are RPOs. The quarterback decides if he wants to throw those or not. So look, I'm going to go through my notes real quick, JC, then we'll have a discussion. We got a lot of people chiming in. Look, I didn't think we coached well at all in
No.
every phase. Okay.
Right.
What have I been talking about the last 4 or 5 years that really bothers me about the Florida Gators? Defense.
Well, many
Okay.
things. Yeah. I
We
mean,
do not, I don't care how big a guy is, how strong, what he bench presses, what he clean and jerks. We do not have anybody that can affect the other quarterback. We did not sack that guy one time.
they
Not one
scored
time.
18. They scored one touchdown.
I understand that, JC, but
That's not the
the
problem.
quarterback, if he could throw, he missed guys running wide open,
Oh, I
busted
know.
coverages the whole
I
game.
get it. Listen, he didn't practice.
Miles
all year.
Graham is a baller, but
Yeah.
the other guys, we have nobody that can affect the quarterback. It bothers me. And here's the thing is, when we play teams that can throw the ball effectively, the South Florida quarterback's just a good college quarterback. I said it all summer long. He's not a good thrower. He has the longest windup I've ever seen of a college player. Anyway, regardless, offensively, the bottom line is the offensive line got their asses whipped. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
All right. We had some good play calls that were not executed. All right. DJ is not playing well. I don't care what anybody says. Look at his stats. They're misleading because a lot of it is the naked bootleg, throw the ball in the flat. It's a combination of a lot of stuff, right? It's all the head coach's responsibility. I get that. Whether you like him or not, I don't care. Were there some issues? Yes. Were there some great play calls? Yes. Were there great play calls that we did not execute as players? Absolutely. Okay. It's just I said it all summer long that South Florida was going to cause problems.
you have Jaden Boss standing on the sideline, and he didn't even sniff the football with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go.
Well, I don't that's their issues with money and all that. I don't know if
I
so
don't
many people
care.
have to go play a certain amount of plays. I don't know. The other thing that drove me crazy in the first week, and it drove me crazier in week 2. Trey Wilson has back plates on your shoulder pads, JC, that have the gator head. A lot of guys like to show them. Most guys pull their jersey over them, but these receivers like to show their back plate.
Mhm.
He has this for both games, white athletic tape over the gator head, all the way down. It took a Sharpie and put yak, yards after the catch. That is crap you see in Pop Warner.
Yeah. So why
that
doesn't
kind of
Coach
stuff
Bell
drives
not
me
do that?
insane. I
So
even
what-
text the equipment guy and said, "Can we during the game say, can we get that taken off because it looks bad?" I don't know why no coach has said anything about it, but it's awful. So, all right, let me make sure.
Well,
Okay, the special teams was horrendous. We had a bad snap for a safety.
yeah,
Then we're
football.
but people didn't see this on TV. We are lined up to kick off after the safety. We almost get a delay of game because our kicker is not on the
Right.
field.
QB, this is a top down. Everything you're saying is all anecdotal, and I get it. We've been watching it for 4 years. This guy is not going to change. It's just
Well,
like
that's
Gordon
fine.
said.
That's fine. Here's what I like to tell everybody that I had 8,000 texts when I was trying to play golf yesterday. What do you want to do
Leave the
about it?
phone.
You can't. You
there's a lot
cannot
of
do
okay,
anything about it.
that you can. The question is,
You
do they
can.
have the political will to do it? One more thing you can do about it is remove the leadership, remove the head coach. Pay
Okay,
him
but
off.
that
If
costs a
you
lot
leave-
of money. Would you
I
like to?
get
Would
it.
you like to
I
donate,
totally
JC?
get it, and I think that's the reason why they're not going to do it, QB. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just simply saying folks
Again.
are over it. Folks are over it, QB. They're done.
That's fine. They can be. It doesn't change my life. I love the Florida
Well,
Gators. I
look,
want us to win.
It's something.
But like
we
I
talk
said, the
about.
sun came up yesterday morning,
Right.
and I went and played golf and had a
Okay,
great day.
that's great. Nobody cares.
Yeah,
The
they
fact
do.
of the matter, no, they don't. What they
I
care
do.
about is what they see on Saturday, and what they've waited 7 months for, and what seems to happen year in and year out, over and over again. It's just a lack of presence. And I don't think this guy is, I think he's in over his head. I don't think that's being unreasonable. Results are what they are. You're 20-20 in
No,
4
I
years.
agree. But
This
I
guy
mean, we
has.
can sit here and
How
talk
about this? Think about this. He's never gotten off to a 2-0 start.
Correct.
He has yet to win 2 straight games to start the season. Give me a break. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's a bum. But he's a nice guy. Okay, great. So he's a nice guy. But everybody has seen enough of the same problem.
All right, so here's my question to you, JC. If you had the choice, you fire him today, who are you going to have take over? There's nobody I would have take over.
This is, first of all, this isn't just a recognition of what needs to happen, because we saw transformations in 1 year at many different schools in today's college environment. TCU has done it. Florida State apparently now has done it. Miami has done it with a complete roster rehaul. Things can happen quickly in today's college landscape, and it can happen here. The answer is, will it? Do they have the political will to go through with it? And are they willing to write another failure check? Because they've been writing a lot of those since 2009. And they've had 1 year where they won 11 games, and they've had a bunch of SEC Eastern Division championships, which didn't mean spit, because the Eastern Division in the SEC was crap, and that was under Mullen and McElwain. Okay, fine. But they have been an abject failure at football since 2009. And these guys at the UAA can't seem to figure it out. Who are you going to bring in? Let's bring in a guy from Louisiana who used to be an offensive coordinator for Dabo Swinney, who got fired. Great idea. So, folks are just.
Well, who else were we going to hire?
I don't know. It's Scott Strickland's. That's his. And by the way, folks are really thrilled that he got a freaking upgrade with his $2 million. But look, that was all from basketball. That was all because of basketball. Football, though, is the bread and butter, and that's where you get the most money, and that's what supports everything. And right now, folks are just fed up with the same crap.
Brandon says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law, says, Shane, you warned us this last year during the win streak. Did I not? I told y'all I was not impressed during the win streak.
Well, what did you warn us about?
That we were fortunate and lucky to. If you go back and watch the Ole Miss and LSU game, JC,
yes, I get it.
We were lucky as hell to win those games.
True.
Here's the other thing, offensively, and I may have said it during the summer or not. Teams, coordinators, when they see a new player come on the scene, and it happens in the NFL, you see it all the time. They study that player year round.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Teams have studied DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. DJ, to me, I think he's still overweight, can't move around like he used to, whether it's injuries or overweight or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But what did the Gator fans love last year about the Gator offense when DJ played? Throwing the ball deep.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I've told y'all a million times, throwing the ball deep is the easiest and safest throw in football. Okay.
Yeah.
However, Long Island and USF to this point have played extremely soft, deep coverage. All right. DJ hit a corner route when they played man-to-man against us. I bet USF only played 5 snaps of man-to-man for some reason during the game. They played zone the whole time. I don't know what LSU is going to do, but they're taking the deep shots away and making him read underneath.
Mm.
And he struggled with that last year. He's struggling with it this year.
Would it have been out of the question to replace him in the second half?
Well, I'm not putting this all on DJ, but somebody sent me a play of a run play that we had on 3rd and short.
Yeah.
And Trey Wilson runs into the 3 technique.
Yeah.
Free.
Yeah.
They're like, it's not that's not how the play was designed, people.
Right.
The O-line whiffed on the double team, first of all. DJ snapped the ball too soon. Trey was supposed to be outside the tackle box to go block his guy, but he snapped it too soon. So the 3 technique runs into Trey Wilson.
I feel bad about having said how great the offensive line was going to play.
Well, they have not played good in 2 games.
First 2 games against soft competition relative to
right.
what they're going to see this week, next week, and for the rest of the season.
And defensively, I didn't realize this until I went back and looked at it. That last drive that they had the game winner, they had no 3rd down conversions. They didn't ever get to 3rd down.
Yeah,
think about that.
Yeah, no, and it also helps to have a personal foul help the drive. The incident with the lineman there that spit. I just think that they just shudder when the chips are down, and I think that's a reflection of the head coach.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of issues. The electronics world, there are no issues though, in integration and design specialists for smart home automation and entertainment. It's that time of the year. Let electronics world bring the Florida Gators, college football, and the NFL to your living room. I would love to talk about the NFL. Do we have time to talk about that? My goodness, I go
You're
to
going to do
bed and
40 top podcasts this week. I'm sorry. You're just going to have to deal with it, bro.
did we talk about Josh Allen?
this is
Jeez.
Well, if we were in Buffalo, you better believe we would be. That might be the only pick I had this weekend that worked.
All right, first of all, I got it. Iceman says, here come the excuse. Iceman, there are no freaking excuses. I'm not playing. I don't give a damn. Okay. The excuses are we got our ass beat, whether it's the coach, the player. I'm just telling y'all.
It's not acceptable.
Here's what I'd like to say. People talk about all these damn the recruiting people talk about the blue chip prospect number or whatever the hell all that is. Like how many, what is it's a stat, right? However many, like the ratings of all your players on there. Look, the offensive line is not playing great. The defensive line is not playing great, in my opinion, at all.
Yeah.
I've said it. We do not have anybody that can affect the other quarterback.
No, we also don't have a guy getting the ball in the end zone. Now, I do think that pass interference call
blue chip ratio is what it's called.
Yeah, okay, great. I think that pass interference call was poor. I don't think that was pass interference on the offense. That kind of was a sign of things to come. But there shouldn't be any excuse. I mean, they're playing a directional school group of 5 team with no home stadium, can't beat them. And
well, they're 2-0 and we're 1-1.
I know. And
maybe they're better than we are.
Well, I guess so. And that now, where does that put Florida in the rankings in the state of Florida? 1, 2, 3, at least 4 now. Okay. Because you would probably think that Miami and Florida State, and then you've got, and by the way, again, these are 2 programs that were in the garbage.
But JC, I want everybody to pump the brakes on the damn FSU.
No. That was a 2-10 team last year, my man.
Right. They had a great win, but let's pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes. They have reformed themselves in one offseason.
Okay, if they won one game, they beat your team.
4 years, giving us the same garbage year in, day in and day out, week in and week out. He's 20-20. He has got a losing record in the SEC, and he's never won the first 2 games of a campaign.
I'm not talking. We're talking about Florida State now.
I'm telling you, I'm making it relative to what Florida is giving you right now, and it's not good. And I don't know what to tell you folks other than the fact that, again, it's like you say, he is what he is. He's not going to change, QB. Just like Anthony Richardson is not going to change who he is. So this is what they got. This is it.
Balmy Carpet on YouTube, brought by Quad Pump, says, Shane, how do you think the tight ends looked? I thought they looked horrific. They didn't play great, although the throws to the tight ends weren't great. I will say one of the plays of the game was Hayden Hansen on about the 5-yard line. Thank God he ran a bad route and got his hand on the ball, or it's an interception, and we do not even take the lead because DJ threw a Larry Bird off his back foot, falling away flutter for some reason when go back and look at that play. A corner quarterback would have thrown right to the tight end right now for a walk-in touchdown. I don't know what he's looking at.
Yeah, that dude was USF had that one. Anyway, my God.
Somebody talked about here Mississippi State is better this year. Let me tell you something.
Good win for them.
This morning I was texting with their I don't know if Matt White's their sideline guy or their color analyst. He played quarterback. He sent me the last play. Because on TV, you couldn't see what happened. You talking about the Arizona State podcast today?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
They played cover 0.
I saw. He ran
on the
right
last play of the game.
What is Kenny Dillingham thinking? My God. I mean, they were the Big 12 champions last year, and they lost to a cellar dweller in the SEC, who's probably going to win more games this year than they did last year. But again, a tough schedule. SEC is murder. It is. I think it went 8-2 this weekend. Look at what Vandy did to your beautiful Hokies. Doubled them up in.
They scored what 30-something points in the 4th quarter.
It was crazy. I don't know, but Vandy
or second half.
Yeah, I mean it's.
I'm telling you, JC,
good weekend for the SEC.
Watch out for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Yeah, that was very impressive.
I hope people finally got to see what I saw on tape. That
Very
dude
impressive.
is a baller.
Yeah, but how about the way they locked up Michigan's offense and I mean
Well, they played
defensively,
great defense last year. They just couldn't score.
yeah, they couldn't score. No, it's
But
a
John Mateer is the real
he
deal.
he's a good player. He really is. Yeah. Um, so I don't want to read this because if I read this, it's just going to make more people mad. I'm not going to do it.
Well, read it.
Well, this is from Pete Nakos of On Three. Do you know who Pete Nakos is?
I have no idea who he is.
The details of Billy's contract. Under a contract till 2029, January 31st, Florida will owe 85% of the contract should it decide to terminate. Buyout drops to $13 million following that the end of next year. Buyout drops to $6.1 million following the end of 27. Buyout goes to zero at the end of 2028. He will receive roughly $10.2 million within 30 days of the contract's termination, which is say now. He would then receive $2.5 million every July 15th. For the next 4 years. He's also owed 85% of the next 2 months' salary, which is an amount valued at roughly $1.2 million. This does not include bonuses, incentives, or retirement contributions. And Florida will also pay for 2 of Napier's cars, including insurance, a suite at home games, 16 tickets, and blah, 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 blah. He ain't going anywhere, folks. Sorry.
Well, that's pretty much everybody that coaches in the
I know,
SEC
but
contract.
this is crazy, isn't it? Once again, here we go, stuck in the muck. I don't know. Look. What if they were to win one of the next 2 games? You never know.
Yeah, they could easily. Florida Boy says here on YouTube, brought by Clock. I have no problem with play calling. It's more scheme. Why are we so many bunch formations? We have the wide receivers spread out. Bunch formations are great, Florida Boy. You watch the National Football League. All the great play callers are in bunch formations because it confuses the defense. And I've had multiple people, why don't we go 4 wide receivers? You've heard me talk on this show about 4 wides, which I like about 4 times a game. There's nobody in America that plays in 4 wides anymore. It's always 11 personnel. Even them, the air raid offenses that go 100 miles an hour play with 11 personnel. So
Yeah.
look, again, like I said, when things don't work, people are going to question it.
But
They're
how do you
absolutely
not
right. Absolutely right.
How do you not force them to call timeout when you have the ball 2 minutes to go in the game?
Because the quarterback, JC, let me rephrase again. There was a run play called. He decided to throw a out route, which
there was
is
a run play
wide
call?
field.
So
hopper.
they did want to run the ball.
I just told you there were like 5 RPOs called in the game.
I'm talking about when they had the ball.
We had the ball, we had the lead. We threw an RPO that stopped the clock.
He threw a couple of plays. There was 3 ball. They burned 27 seconds in 3 plays.
I know. I was very upset in the press box when I saw that we had a run play
USF
call.
had 2 timeouts.
Because when you saw Jaden Ball
And the
go
2-minute
across the quarterback and then
Yeah.
him not get the ball and the ball go left and bounce.
Okay.
So again, decision making wasn't great.
No. Oh,
Justice says QB, we run like 5 pass plays. It's elementary. I don't care what formations we're in. The route combinations suck. Yes and no, but I think USF runs 2 pass plays. Look, the pass. Here's the other thing. People talking about USF knew our plays. I don't give a damn if a team knows your plays or not. First of all, they're not going to know in the 15 seconds time that we don't huddle. We're at the line of scrimmage. They don't, even if they know the play coming, they still shouldn't be able to. They may stop it every now and then, but everybody's like, we got 4 run plays. Well, I hate to tell y'all, when I played, we had 4 run plays. Okay, we only had about 10, maybe 10 pass plays, but we had it out of different formations.
Mm-hmm.
Football is not confusing. People just look. I get it. I get it, and I'm not sticking up for the coaches. I'm not sticking up for the players. I'm just saying. Our pass plays aren't any different than other, like people used to say, why don't you run this Spurrier pass play? Well, they did. They ran curl flat a bunch the other night. The key is execution.
Well, what do they do from Monday to Friday every freaking week?
JC, they practice. But what I'm saying is when you have a crucial 3rd and 2 and you're running a zone play or duo, whatever you want to call it, where you have a double team on the 3 technique. Double team means 2 offensive linemen side by side taking on 1 individual, and you let that guy split you.
That's bad.
And he blows up in the backfield. That's poor execution.
Yeah, it's
that's
not like
a bad
that.
play call. That's the damn players not getting their job done.
That's fair.
I'm just using that as an example.
No, I mean, that's fair. It's not like they had Aaron Donald.
And then when you have a receiver running wide open, you have to complete
You gotta
it.
hit it. Yeah, you have to hit it.
Okay. But then there are bad play calls as well. That's what
Yeah.
I've said it a million
Bad
times
night.
on this show. Nobody has ever called a perfect game in football that I'm aware of, or played a perfect game. So
yeah.
Anyway, it's
hell.
it is what it is.
Well, 7:30 Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Buffalo scored
So
22
Justice says QB Lane Kiffin's receivers are running more open. Dan Mullins were more open. Our receivers always seem to be covered up. Well, maybe their receivers were better. I don't know. Look, there's different ways to attack and play football, multiple ways. I'm not in their meetings. I can't do anything about it. I just sit here and talk about what I see. I see some bad play calls, which doesn't bother me because it's easy to say it's a bad play call after the damn play doesn't work.
Yeah.
But then when he does have good play calls and we don't execute it, what do you want me to do about that?
Well, didn't they beat Lane Kiffin last time they played him?
I still don't know how.
I don't either. Well, Ole Miss kind of helped them out a little bit, throwing the ball to the wrong team. Look, the thing is you really don't have time. Go ahead. Sorry.
Joe says on Facebook Live, come on, QB, come on, man. 3rd and 15, we send 2 guys out. That's ridiculous. Look, I don't know what play it was, but maybe he's like, we can't block them.
Well, what the hell was it in the 3rd quarter? You get the ball and you're 3 and out, and there's no energy. See, that's the other thing about this guy.
But JC, did we
run?
Let me just ask you a question.
What?
Do you remember the sequence of play calls? Was it a pass play, 1st down, incomplete? 2nd down, 2-yard run.
Yeah.
3rd down, incomplete. Well, that happens.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, all right, that's fair. But I just, gosh, man, I wish there was I'm just speaking emotionally right now. I've already decided what I've decided, how I feel about the whole thing. But where is the presence? Where is the excitement? Where's the emotion of this coach when these players do these silly things that you talk about? You know, I don't know. We used to watch Nick Saban go bananas when a player would have a mental mistake. And we've seen so many mental mistakes right now. And it's just kind of infuriating to the crowd and to the fans watching at home on television that this guy kind of just okay, whatever. We'll try better next time. I don't know. I just want to see a little bit more emotion. This is an emotional game, and it's definitely a college environment that requires some sort of presence, and I just don't see it.
Reggie says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel. Shane, you know as well as I do, Napier might run similar routes to Spurriers in the NFL, but if your philosophy is broken, doesn't matter what you run. I don't know what philosophy that means. I mean, look, the biggest thing is you got to execute when the play's called. Whether JC calls the play, Andy Reid calls the play, or Billy Napier calls the play, go execute. Now, it may be a terrible play call.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, look, I get exactly what people are talking about. I think it's a combination of both coaches and players. I really do. That's what my eyes tell me. I'm not taking up for anybody.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's good that they hit the road now for a couple of weeks. Who knows?
J&J must be buddies with John Sumrall at Tulane. I think he's a good coach. He ain't coming to Florida.
Here's what I really hope. Well, this is what I think should happen. Is that if they ever do find a new coach, it has to be a splash hire. No more on-the-job training.
Who is a splash hire, JC?
Splash hire meaning somebody.
No, I'm talking about who? Give me a name.
I would say Lane Kiffin would be a splash hire.
You know where Lane? If Lane goes somewhere now, you think where I think.
I don't know. You've told me over time and time again, this is his dream job.
Right, but you know what job possibly could open up before this one if it did?
Which one?
Your school.
Oh, at Alabama. They owe him way too much money. There's no chance of that. $80 million, $75 million.
They owe a lot of money here too.
But not like that. And plus, he's been there 1 year replacing the GOAT. This guy has been here now in year 4, and we've seen the same thing happen over and over again. It's almost like the definition of insanity is when you do the same thing over and over again, expect different results. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I wish that. So what I think, we're going to come back, and worst case scenario, Florida's 1-5. by this time next month. Best case scenario in my mind is 2-3, 3-2. So let's just see how that works out. But then in a month or so, you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to make a decision. He's going to stay for the rest of the year, or you're going to have to make them.
Yeah. Baron 71 says, QB, if you were athletic director, would you be considering firing Napier currently? No, because A, what good's it going to do? B, there's nobody on the staff that I'd want in charge.
Right. No, it's too early for that. I'm saying next month, they're either 1-5, they're 3-2, or they're 2-3. That's it. And then you have to decide how the rest of the year is going to go. And I guarantee you, if it's 2-3 or 3-2, they are going to play it out the rest of this year, just like last year, whether people like it or not, to get that buyout down another $8 million or $7 million. And then I think in the offseason, they'll make a decision. We'll see.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I mean, I don't think people want to keep seeing the same old shit. I think people are tired of it. QB, I'm sorry.
I agree.
I mean, I think you're tired of it, but you're doing the best you can. And I think we all.
I understand football. I understand. I've been in meetings. I understand. You know. Okay. So all these people that love to look at this stupid ass pro football focused grades, which I don't know how they grade somebody because they don't know what's being taught.
You've been quoting that for 2 months.
Tell me what these grades are going to be after this game.
Yeah.
What surprised me the most about this game as we wait on Mike Morgan.
I love Mike Morgan.
Is the trenches. I was talking to some guys from the 2000 SEC championship team tailgating before I went to the press box.
Yeah, I know.
They always ask me, wherever I am, what do you think about the game? I said, look, I think South Florida can cause some problems. I said, but I think we dominate the D-line and the O-line.
I agree.
That wasn't even the case.
It was not the case.
I was 100% wrong because I felt like Boise State destroyed their offensive line. And somehow South Florida won the game.
Do you believe that players take on the personality of their coaches? Do you believe that or not?
I think back in the day, yes. I think in today's world, no, because JC, these players, I really don't think. And I mean, think about it. You're getting these huge bank checks in your bank account. It's just like in the National Football League.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use that example. Okay, the teams that lost yesterday. After that game, they were probably upset a little bit. Mm-hmm. When they got on that plane or they drove home, they knew that on Tuesday
the
deposit was hitting the account.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. That's because it is. And really in the National Football League, there's not a whole lot of loyalty is probably not the right word. But like I said, I play for 6 different teams. Everybody always told me, what's your favorite team? I was like, I really don't have one. I mean, I was with Chicago for 7 of my 14 years. But do I care if the Bears win or lose? No. Do I care if my college team wins or loses? Absolutely, I do.
Yes, 100%.
But these guys don't live together. They get paid a lot of money. It's just different.
I got the Bears tonight getting 1.5 of Monday Night Football. They're playing the Vikings. We'll see J.J. McCarthy and Caleb Williams. Boy, did the Detroit Lions miss Ben Johnson yesterday. I don't know what that was all about, but give Green Bay some credit.
Well, they did go up and down the field. They just couldn't score.
Okay.
But I told you, I think the Packers are the best team in football.
Do you like the Packers the best? I still think Baltimore and Buffalo, the 2 teams we saw last night.
I'm in NFC.
Right. They make it look so easy, and then you have a team like Tennessee that can't get a first down. It's really incredible to me. But how different so many teams are. But, players make the difference, really.
All right, JC, we're going to take a break. I don't know what Mike Morgan is. Do you want to hang out a little bit longer?
I'll hang out here as long as you need me, and then you just let me know.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. Here's what we'll do.
I'll stay on board.
Here's what we'll do, JC.
Yeah.
If Mike Morgan chimes in, we're going to put you on the bench like Coach Spurrier would.
Yeah. Well, he's a headliner. There's no doubt.
I know. I'm just kidding. I was going to bench you.
Okay. I'll hang around till you tell me not to.
All right. We're going to take a quick timeout, Zach. We'll be right back. You're watching and listening to PodUp Matthews in the Morning from the International Diamond Center Studios. We'll be right back.
Our premium sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union,
International Diamond Center,
Meldon Law, UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute, JF Hayden Craft Liqueurs, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Los Linderos Tequila. Gridiron sponsors are Baker Sporting Goods, Comfort Temp, Electronics World, Florida Victorious, Gallo Car Wash, Miapa Latin Cafe, Peachland Dental, Quality Plumbing, Ruse Ogre State Farm, Silverback Concrete, 84 Lumber, Big Mills Cheesesteak, Celebrate Primary Care, Dowling Sign, Gator Bait Media, Gator Dominoes, Ironwood Golf Course, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, UF Bookstores, Nest and Wow, MG&A Wealth Management. Watch and listen to us live on Facebook and YouTube. Listen to the podcast whenever on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. To become a sponsor, call my man Freddie at 352-284-3733.
Coach, you know what always impressed me, how you beat Florida State to win the 1996 national championship.
And I was really impressed with your 06, 08, and 09 Gator teams.
And the way you coached Danny to the Heisman Trophy.
A lot like what you did with Tim Tebow.
You know, you won more SEC championships than you lost home games at the Swamp.
And you had plenty of super games in front of our Gator Nation.
Yeah, there really is something special about the Swamp.
I guess that's why we say about the Swamp, only the Gators get out alive.
To the Swamp and the Gators, with the best beverage served at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, 100% agave, Los Landeros tequila, aged in bourbon barrels for a smoother taste.
I think you mean head beer coach, 1966 lager, a crisp, light, bodied lager for easy drinking.
Nope. Los Landeros tequila, smooth enough to drink neat and bold enough to elevate a cocktail.
1966 lager, enjoyed on game days in the fall or whenever you need a winning cold brew.
Los Landeros tequila.
1966 lager.
Los Landeros.
1966 lager.
Y'all stop bickering.
Okay, you're both wrong anyway. The best thing Spurrier's Gridiron Grill offers are Jerry's famous chocolate chip cookies.
Hi there, this is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that by popular demand, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet. You have spoken, we have listened, and we're now serving Gainesville's only elevated buffet, complete with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, and of course our chicken and waffles. Plus, you can enjoy bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
What's up, everyone? I'm Mike Pouncey, and this is my twin brother Marquise Pouncey, and this is Life After Football.
Let's go. We are the owners of Tropical Distillery, and JF Hayden's is our liqueur brand.
We have 5 different flavors: a mango, a lychee, an espresso, citrus, and key lime pie. We pride ourselves on not only being a Florida-made brand, but also a cocktail solution. With that being said, cheers and go Gators.
Welcome back to the International Diamond Center Studios. Injuries occur whenever and however, and it's never convenient for sprains, strains, and minor fractures. UF Health Orthocare makes it convenient for you 7 days a week, including evenings. Walk-ins are welcome. Go to UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Yeah, you know,
the Titan More Highline courtesy of Comfort Town. We got JC. He's filling in. He's the backup right now.
Well, you know, QB, it wouldn't surprise me with all we've been bemoaning about here in the first 35 minutes and complaining about or worried about. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see this team play inspired against LSU and much more alert and better. The reason for that is that sometimes, and I don't know if people believe in this or not, but sometimes you play to the level of your competition. I know Alabama's been guilty watching them play in the years past under Nick Saban of sometimes not being as focused against teams that don't bring the attention. Now, I don't know why that's just an excuse, and that's bullshit. And I don't know why South Florida shouldn't be taken as seriously as LSU is. But for some reason, I just have this feeling inside that in spite of everything we saw Saturday, you're going to see a much more inspired effort and a better plan maybe against Louisiana State on Saturday night. That may sound crazy right now, and I understand.
Well,
that.
if you can't if you can't get inspired in the atmosphere,
then quit.
You need to ride a bike back to Gainesville.
Ride a bike back to Gainesville or hitchhike. And listen, it can happen. Change can happen really quickly today in college football's landscape. We already know this. And I think, the guys that survive are the ones that adapt to changing what is wrong. And I just don't see that with this coach. I have seen it with Mike Norvell. I have seen it with Manny Diaz at Duke. I see it with a lot of people. Yes, Mike Norvell was great, was terrible, and now they're
okay.
but he's going to win everything.
Jay say he's played one game this year.
No. Who? Florida State?
Yeah, well, they beat East Texas A&M Commerce.
Oh, no, I totally get it. But the way they played against Alabama is all you need to know.
I agree.
They have different players. They have different quarterback. Just a better vibe around that program right now compared to last year when it was sunk. It was sunk. And I say the same thing. Like, I love the way TCU came out of nowhere and played for the national championship under Sonny Dykes in his first year. Those kinds of things can happen. And I just get frustrated when I see the same mishaps over and over again. And I think everybody is. That's a level of frustration and a level of stubbornness from the leadership over there. And I wish something would change. Now, listen, I think they're going to play better against LSU. They're going to be on national TV, 7:30 Baton Rouge QB. There's not a better environment in college football. You'll be there. You love it. It's one of the greatest experiences you'll ever have as a college football fan, and much less a player. That's why LSU is perennially a very powerful program. Brian Kelly is waiting for the Gators, and I hope the Gators show up and give us something to be proud of on Saturday.
Rick and Jupiter on the Titan Mart text line says, can you tell me whether you disagree or agree with my assessment of how things are looking? Napier's in over his head as SEC coach. Delay Lagway looks out of football shape, and mechanics have gotten worse. LSU and Miami may be the nail in the coffin for Napier. I don't disagree with any of that. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. You're right. It's either 1-5, 2-3, or 3-2 this time next month. That's what we're looking at.
Dave from Macon, Georgia says, you warned us several weeks ago that South Florida would be a game the Gators cannot look past. Why are we in another early season damage control situation with year 4? Best roster under Billy Napier. What am I missing? No, I do think it's his best roster.
That's it all right there.
I do think we're missing game changers on that roster.
Yeah.
That's why I have not been high on the defense. But that's just my thoughts. Whether they're right or wrong, I don't care.
Yeah.
This says Billy's play calling puts too much pressure on the players to be perfect. It is his job to figure out how to win games, even if the players make some mistakes. I don't know about that. Here we go. On the Titan Mart text line, Shane, what are your thoughts about the state of the program after Florida's loss tonight? Why is Billy void of emotion or passion in his press conference after losses?
This is again.
Yeah, I mean, but different people are different ways. It's just like, people always used to get on quarterbacks that played here because they didn't act like Tebow, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want my quarterback actually acting like that.
Okay. Well, just
I like my guy to be calm, composed.
But based on what your theme of the day is, Tim Tebow had Percy Harvin helping him on offense.
Well, Tim was also pretty good.
We don't have a Percy Harvin. He's great, but we don't have a Percy Harvin out there. And not many teams do, to tell you the truth. But here he is, 20-20. After the first 40 games, previous coaches, Dan Mullen, 31-9, not good enough. Jim McElwain, 22-12, fired before his 40th game. Will Muschamp, 24-16, and of course, Urban was 31-9, same as Dan Mullen. Isn't that crazy? 31-9 after 40 games. Dan Mullen and Urban Meyer had the same record. Now, Dan Mullen got a good win the other day against UCLA. It's just because it's UCLA. That's a bad football team, overpaying players and have with no leadership whatsoever with the football coaches in over his head. So you could be UCLA today. You could also be Kansas State. Kansas State was at home playing at Family Stadium where all virtuous people go. And Army went in there and ran them over. The Army came in and beat Kansas State. What are those fans thinking right now? You could be an Iowa fan who still hasn't seen an offensive scheme in 15 years under Kirk Ferentz that is effective. So, there are other sad folks out there, folks, and I hate being a part of it, but Florida can do a lot of good on Saturday night with another opportunity in the SEC. Remember, the Gators are 0-0 in the SEC.
Devin says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mello, talent can't and won't overcome inept coaching. I disagree with that 100%. If you have even if you have bad coaching, players can make plays, right? I think it's a combination of both that didn't and ain't happening right now. Everybody's talking about nobody's going to be a great play caller like Steve Spurrier, all this kind of stuff. JC, here's what I like to tell people. Look, as much as I want us to win, if fans really looked around, and I don't know whose fault this is. Okay. I'm not here to blame who hired who. Mm-hmm. Alabama, let's just use the standard of college football, right?
Yes.
The only success y'all have had has been under 2 coaches. Maybe 3. You could give Gene Stallings a little love.
He won a championship.
The Bear, Nick, and maybe Gene Stallings for a few years.
Okay.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
They've only been good under Vince Dooley, Mark Richt, give him some love, and Kirby Smart.
And Mark Richt never even won a championship.
The Mighty Gators. It's 2 dudes and 2 dudes only. Right. Give Galen some love because his 84, 85 teams.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Urban and coach.
No, Galen was the 84, 85 teams was I thought it was Charlie Pell.
I thought Charlie Pell got fired and Galen was the coach.
Eventually that happened, yes.
Yeah. So, but what I'm trying to say is, it's like I always talk about quarterbacks, great play callers, and great head coaches are very rare.
I know, but the athletic director who's in charge of a coaching search has to know what it is he wants, and I just don't think he really knew.
Okay, so
he had Chip Kelly in the freaking office before he called.
Where I'm going with this. So let's say, JC, you were in charge. Just take whatever program, whether it's Florida, Alabama, whatever it is. Give me 3 to 5 names of who is on your list that you would love to be your coach.
I haven't been thinking about this.
Okay, that's my problem. My point is it should pop into your head right now because how many great coaches
Okay, well, I already told you one. I told you one.
Who?
Lane Kiffin.
Okay, Lane.
Yeah. And I know you don't care for this guy that much, but he wins. And that would be Matt Campbell. He wins.
He's never won a championship, even in the Big 12.
Iowa State. He's at Iowa State.
I don't think they've won more than 9 games in his career.
I think they won the Big 12 under him.
They've never won.
The Big 12?
They've never won the Big 12.
You sure about that?
I'm about 100% sure.
Well,
do another lunch bet?
That's
lunch bet?
Yeah, sure. What have I got to lose?
I'm gonna have like 8 weeks of free lunches.
But right off the top of my head, give me a minute, okay? I would say.
Well, that's my point.
Lane Kiffin. Well,
okay, I just gave you my point.
I'm not an athletic director. This is not.
It doesn't matter, JC. You should say I love you. Like in the NFL right now. If you could coach the NFL, give me 3 coaches that you would hire immediately.
Sean McVay.
Okay.
John Harbaugh.
Okay.
And probably Kyle Shanahan.
Okay, those are good ones. I'd throw Andy Reid in there. I'd throw
Andy Reid. Andy Reid will never leave Kansas City.
Right. But I wasn't asking. That's not the exercise we're doing here. I'm just telling you because everybody wants the next coach, right? They don't like their coach. They want somebody else. What I'm trying to say is we've had a lot of coaches, but the only ones that did anything were Urban and Spurrier.
That's right.
Well, Florida football. Years of football.
Florida football before Spurrier was just nothing.
My point is,
SEC.
My point is like, so Tim says he wants Gus Malzahn.
That guy's a 2-time failure. I mean,
there you go. But everybody loves him because he called a good game against Alabama.
Come on, we have to be serious about this if we're really going to talk about it. Otherwise, don't talk about it and just accept what you have.
Barone, here's his list.
Okay.
Lane.
We're already doing lists now.
No. I think it's interesting because everybody wants somebody to come coach, but they don't have an answer. It's like I used to ask, who do you want to be the offense coordinator? Nobody could ever give me names.
How about the guy at Missouri?
My God. 3 quits?
By the way, here's a question for you. What school behind Alabama and Georgia has won the most SEC games in the last?
Missouri.
Yeah.
All right, so real quick, let me read Barone. He says Kiffin, Lanning, Signetti, Friend Brown, Lashley,
Signetti?
Speaking of Fran Brown, I don't know if people saw this, but this is what this would have been great.
Syracuse, yeah.
Fran Brown at Syracuse after they went overtime and win against UConn,
Well,
in the Carrier Dome, in
Yes.
full gear, makes his team run sprints after the game. It was great. I love that.
I think that's kind of what you need. And if these entitled kids don't like it, they can hit the door. But it's got to. I'm just beating a dead horse right now. I'm just beating a dead horse. I feel for Florida fans more than anything because I have been one my whole life. I went to school here as a graduate student. So I've seen pain at this school and the football program that's had to represent them. But I've also seen the glory days, and that's when I worked in the media, was during the greatest time in Florida football history ever. It'll never be repeated what they did in the 90s. So we have to forget about that now and look forward. But I don't think this is the guy to take us forward. I just don't think he is.
Georgia Gator on the
said that
Titan Mar
last
text line says, Shane, when USF was on their last drive and we gave up a big play, wouldn't it have made more sense to just let them score and we would have gotten the ball back to with close to 1:30 left with a few timeouts? In hindsight, maybe. But, sometimes you think your defense can make a play.
Yeah.
Here's some dumbass coaching on Alex Golish's part, JC.
Yeah.
They have the ball inside the 8-yard line, chip shot field goal to win the game, and they're still running the damn quarterback.
I saw that.
That's the stupidest thing in the world. If he fumbles, how dumb does he look? You're
lose.
supposed to run to the middle of the field, take a knee.
That's right.
Snap it again, take a knee. Bring your field goal team on, kick it, and win it.
Yeah.
But Georgia Gator, I hear what you're saying, but I mean, what if we block the field goal? What if it's a bad snap?
You know what?
Here's the other thing. It ain't like we were going up and down the field during the game.
No,
What made you think we were going to go 75 yards to tie it back up?
That's true. That's true. I just want some basic things followed. That's all. You don't spit on other players. You make the other team burn timeouts when you have the ball with 2 minutes to go. Some basic things have to be acknowledged. And until that happens, the same mistakes are going to be made. And I hate it. I freaking hate it.
Speaking of Dan Lanning.
What
in the hell has happened to the Oklahoma State Cowboys?
Gundy's lost control of the team,
but they used to be very competitive.
They did.
A couple of years ago, they were at the Big 12 championship.
They sure did. It's so strange, isn't it? How he gets such a fickle team year in and year out. 1 year they're good, 1 year they're bad. He's the same. I don't know how much longer he's got there either. If Boone Pickens was alive, he wouldn't be there right now. I can tell you that. But Dan Lanning and Oregon are a team to keep your eye on in the Big Ten. That's another team that's going to compete for that title along with Ohio State and Penn State. I'm off the Michigan bandwagon now. The freshman quarterback thinks he's Lamar Jackson, and he's not. And he's over there yelling at players on the sideline. I saw that. That was a bad look. I don't mind the passion, but he's a freshman, and he needs to take control in a different way. And I don't think he really understands where he's at. Michigan is not a place you just go and, listen, they're going to be good. They're a good team, but they're not going to win the Big Ten. So it's between those three I just mentioned, and Oregon is definitely a player in that.
Oregon, yeah.
Sure.
M. Hunter on YouTube brought by Quad Pump says Dillingham went to the playoffs last year. I guess he was talking about him as his coach.
He did.
Here's the thing. If you obviously didn't watch how they lost their game against Mississippi State on the last play.
Breakdown. It was total breakdown.
Stupidest play call. You talking about play calls. Defensively, they went cover 0 and let the fastest player in America run a post route with no safety.
So David says, JC, DJ made a bad read on the repo, and Vernell Brown dropped a dime.
Vernell did drop a pass at the end. It wasn't an easy catch, but, look, I don't get upset about 1 or 2 missed throws or 1 or 2 drops. That's going to happen.
Those are physical. Yeah.
I look at the body of work.
Yeah.
And we are not throwing the football very well at this point.
Well, this guy didn't practice. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, this Trammell, I don't know why he wouldn't give him more opportunities.
Well, we need to play better defense. We need to be better on special teams. It's a 3-phase thing, and we're not very good in any of that. Confidential on YouTube, brought to you by Qualcomm, says, why can't Spurrier Jr. call plays instead of watching from the box? He's on the sideline, by the way.
He's in the sideline. Yeah.
He's on the sideline. So, all right.
Well, QB, I've heard people say, why aren't you out there calling plays?
I have no desire. I love calling plays. I love scheming. But there's not enough money in the world, JC, because I'm at the point in my life
I don't believe that at all. If somebody opened a checkbook and said, Shane, here's 7 figures, go call plays, your ass is calling plays.
Okay, well, there's a lot of side notes to that. I can promise you this, though. When you're doing the podcast by yourself, there are going to be people raising hell because they're going to disagree with some of my decision making.
You never lost the home game, QB.
That's the nature of the business.
5.
The second thing is, I am going to play golf when I want to play golf.
Okay, Spurrier. All right, Coach.
I'm going to be Hugh Freeze and Coach Spurrier.
That's right.
By the way, I played golf with Coach Friday in the Letterman's tournament. It was classic. It was classic.
Oh, the scramble. Great. Yeah. How did the
we
big
won?
Fellow,
we won. We shot 56.
Did Big Boy hit it far?
Coop hit it well. My manager, Greg Williams, Pee Wee, that was the quarterback ball boy.
Oh, he's very good player.
Get golf pitchers. He hit it well. I putted lights out. Coach almost made a hole in one on hole 15.
Very good.
His ball roll.
Is he hitting from the white? Was he hitting?
He's hitting from way up.
As he should. He's 80 years old. For God's sakes.
But
all right,
he was classic. He was.
I bet you that was a lot of fun. Glad you guys had a good time and won.
And we won. And the coach had to call me because he had to leave. He's like, "Did we win?" I was like, "Yes." Coach goes, "All right, another championship."
Keep counting them, Coach. There's a picture.
You take championships to your grave, JC. You can't take money to your grave.
Yeah, so true. There's a picture of him and Strickland and Urban sitting in the box with their blue shirts on, watching.
I think that was an old picture.
Oh, that wasn't Saturday?
Urban was not there. He was
I didn't think he was either. Yeah. Okay.
JC, don't believe everything you read on Twitter.
I know. I'm just saying there was a picture there. I didn't know if it was.
Yeah. Okay. All right, JC, that's going to do it. You did a great job being Mike Morgan, and we appreciate your time.
I guess Mike got hung up at the airport or something. Who knows?
Yeah, he called the game against on radio.
Mississippi State game. So I'd love to hear. I think I'm going to text him and ask him how it was. I'm sure he'll tell you it was great.
All right, that's going to do it, folks. The Suns.
We'll see you Wednesday.
Hopefully, we'll go to LSU and play well. That's going to do it.
Call your LSU friend. What LSU friend are you going to have on the show Friday?
I have Scott Rabelais, who covers them tomorrow.
Yeah, he's excellent. Very good. Very good.
Gallo Car Wash is locally owned by UF alum and the only car wash that provides NIL opportunities for Gator athletes. Locations on Northwest 13th Street, Wilson Road, and coming soon to Jonesville. That's going to do it. JC, do you want to do it real quick? Peachland Dental pick for tonight's game.
Yeah, I said earlier, I'll take the Bears in the 1.5. I think Ben Johnson's a real deal. I think Caleb Williams will play better, and I don't think that Minnesota is ready yet to win that division. Even though J.J. McCarthy could have a great game. It's his first one ever. So I'm taking the Bears.
I like the Bears today, too. That's JC. Appreciate everybody chiming in. We'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully everybody feels a little bit better tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Bye.